My name is Ulrich. I'm the Secretary General of CEMA, and CEMA is the European Trade Association representing the manufacturers of agricultural machinery. That is all type of machinery that goes onto the field for farming, whether it's tractors, combine harvesters, or implements such as plows, seeding equipment, or fertilizer spreaders. Overall, we're the world leader with about nearly a third of global production, and we also believe we're one of the leaders in innovation. Well, we believe we can play quite an important role and a growing role in the coming years to promote what we call sustainable and inclusive mechanization. And that is really what our members believe in. What does sustainable and inclusive mechanization mean? It means not, like in the past, selling a machine and then that's the deal done. Because we've seen in the 1970s and 1980s that that doesn't really work, in an African context particularly. So sustainable and inclusive means we want to sell the right equipment, adapted equipment for African needs, and we want to do the right steps accompanying farmers in Africa to use this equipment. And for that you need particularly two steps. You need appropriate training before or when you start to use the machine, and you also need the after sales. So you need the spare parts, you need the repair and maintenance services in the country, because otherwise we've seen too many machines broke down in Africa particularly and couldn't be used anymore. So we very much believe in this integrated approach. And the other issue, of course, where we work more with external partners is also improving access to finance and offering, so to say, tailored equipment solutions that can also work in an African context. Smart farming or promoting smart farming in Africa, I would rather say we're doing a lot in promoting mechanized farming smartly in an African context. That's how I would call it. And what does it mean? We've done particularly two things in the last years, and that's what we want to continue in the future. That's first working with far more partners, working in partnership with private and public partners to work on mechanization. That's the one key element, and that we see in terms of the many pilot projects that are working at the moment in Africa in which our manufacturers are involved. And the second one really is being in there for the long term. And that's something we see now with new training centers that our companies are involved in building locally in African countries, such as Zambia, but also in Northern Africa and Morocco, or in Eastern Africa and Kenya. And that's really going beyond the pilot schemes, but really providing a permanent setting where local farmers can see and learn about modern equipment solutions.